Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. You're here with the boys of Poi and Soy on our post-credits segment. On the post-credits segment, we go through movies, TV, entertainment, and all the good things that surround it. I am your co-host, Nolan Chang, and with me, as always, are my longtime friends and co-hosts, Keoni McKee, Jared Shirai. Say what's up to the crowd.
What's up, you fuckers? Damn, it's been a minute since we had Jared on here.
We got Jared.
Hey, too busy to watch shit, man.
Hey. Don't worry, today is mostly a lot
Your
of
life
news.
is this podcast. No, I'm just joking.
That's it. You eat, sleep, and breathe.
We start making money, it is.
That's up to you viewers out there. Help us out, please. But yeah,
I'll just send my Venmo later. Don't worry, I'll say my Venmo.
You said the Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, all the good stuff. It's in the bio, guys.
Don't request money, send money.
This isn't a GoFundMe.
You're right.
Help us pay for our podcast.
Yeah. That would be very helpful, actually. But yeah, on today's segment, it's gonna be a pretty easy, quick one for you all out there. It's a lot of news that's kind of being announced, and then we're also just in preparation for the summer movie slate. We're gonna go through just June's release of movies that we think that you guys would be interested in, because I know that we're interested in. And we'll probably make this some sort of segment as we get closer to July. We'll do the same thing with the July segments as well. But the first thing I wanted to touch on
segment.
The first thing I wanted to touch on with you two is you guys have both seen John Wick 4.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
That's a nice boulder. Shut up.
Oh my god, this is why we can't have nice things.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Yeah. It's been a minute since I'm sorry, not to go completely off topic, but it's been a minute since I listened to like that initial intro that we made, and I still think it's funny. But the one where like Jared has to like do our whole intro because we're fighting.
Hey guys, Jared here.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the best intro.
Yeah, it was really funny. I was just like, I can't believe, but either way, it came out great. We're doing great, guys.
We could totally make a new one in Vegas if Jalen is there.
We're gonna ruin it.
That's why we can't have nice things.
If you guys are followers
Also-
of us, go find Jalen's Instagram and just spam his DMs. Go to Vegas, bro.
Go to Vegas, bro. That's it. Yeah. Hashtag
Vegas,
go to
bro.
Vegas, bro.
That's it. Hashtag go to Vegas, bro.
The same.
But yeah, the first thing we're going to talk about is I believe, Jared, you also saw John Wick 4?
Nope.
Just kidding. We're not talking about John Wick 4. We're talking about the other John Wicks, right? Just in general. Right. If you haven't seen it out there.
5 of them, right?
I think it was
just
Jared
kidding.
or Jalen who saw John Wick 4. Never mind.
It was Jay.
There is rumor that John Wick 5 is in the talks right now, possibly being written up. I don't know by who, because the writer strike is going on. But they're looking at potentially making a fourth sequel, technically, for the 5th installment of the franchise. And there's also kind of some news floating around that a John Wick game is also in the works. Jared, I'll throw it over to you first, just regarding the John Wick game. How do you think it'll be? Because obviously we love playing video games, this group. In what style do you think that a John Wick
You guys do,
video
nerds.
game?
I feel like it's going to be more like a role play, kind of like the Batman series of things. I feel
Okay,
like
kind of like Arkham.
I could see it
Arkham
kind of being
series.
like that. Like I was just going to ask you. I was going to say,
I think
hey,
that'd be pretty dope.
is there any word of what kind of series it's going to be? Because I don't think you can make it a like a multiplayer kind of thing or whatever, because there's too many to choose from and whatnot. And I just think if you're gonna do John Wick, you can do storyline. You want to keep storyline and whatnot, and see where it goes from there. But that's where I would think
they could make it like an open world, and like you go to the Continental and pay up to like rest and heal from like going out and fighting people. I don't know. Like it's kind of like a was it Grand Theft Auto kind of in a way where it's just like you can be your own avatar kind of thing.
I see it more being like Hitman. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like maybe you get like a mission, and you go to like a specific place, and you do
what
it,
I don't want it to
kill
be
somebody.
Is I don't want it to be singular campaign storyline where there's not really too much replayability. I kind of do like how Jared said, maybe like a Batman Arkham game where you kind of just travel the city, whether it's New York or overseas or something. And you kind of have to deal with the different clans, mafias, all that good stuff. And I think I'm hoping that you can create your own assassin rather than just being John Wick the whole time, because I think that would be really dope. You can be just in the John Wick world, but it's your own kind of thing.
I'm gonna be honest. I think you're getting way too excited about this, and it's probably gonna be like a really crappy it's gonna be like one of those like 2D like platform shooter like.
Well, I mean, Keanu Reeves was involved in Cyberpunk, right? I mean, for all intents and purposes, it wasn't the greatest game, but still people enjoyed playing it. So if he does have
a great game. It just didn't like work.
Work.
If he has his hand in this kind of creation of the game, I think it could be something beneficial for everybody.
I do like how you're thinking of the Avatar, like part of it. I feel like you guys said, it's a John Wick movie, so John Wick's always going to be the main character and everything. But I think the ability to kind of like how everybody's asking about how you can alter Warzone skins and like Call of Duty skins. I feel like if you're able to alter his outfit or alter certain things about him, might make it more appealing as far as like if it's going to be like a single role player game kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, because like,
or it could be like
if you're like just John Wick walking around, I don't think it's going to be as fun. You know what I mean?
It's funny because I always say that about Call of Duty. Like, I don't understand why we can't do like what the Division did, like where you just unlock gear and you could have like a default guy. You know, you can still buy the skins for like the crazier looking people, but you know, just something where you unlock stuff and you're still able to like make your character unique. I thought that was
keep it fun.
Well, I mean, I think the crazy part about that is like you can do it on the guns. You can take part to this part of the gun. Why can't you take a part of like, oh, I want the ranked sweatshirt with the goggles from this guy and the hat from that guy. You know what I mean? It's
literally
kind of, I want no sleeves, so I have Tim the Tat Man's tats. You know, like I think that would be crazy. You know, if you could do it. And then for John Wick, I think if they can incorporate that somehow, I think it'll be more marketable in that regard, because a lot of games don't always let you do that, you know?
And it was like, not to be super, you know, whatever, but I was just like, sometimes I want to like look like a Polynesian guy. I don't want to keep looking like the same default white guy in every single. No, but I'm saying,
there's always only one though.
There's like and not just that, but then he has like the lamest skin. So I'm like, I don't want to wear that one. I want to wear the one that's on
the hat and
or the aloha shirt. Like,
but yeah, hopefully we'll get more information regarding that. Obviously, I won't really touch too much on the possibility of the 5th installment in the franchise, just because it is just rumored talk right now. For those who've seen the movie, there's certain ways that you can go with this 5th installment, so we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that one.
Maybe they're just brainstorming in the process of like you said, talking about it, you know?
Because none of the writers can actually put any pen to paper right now. So
exactly. So maybe they're just like, directors are just trying to find ideas, or whoever's in charge of the franchise and everything, you know?
Was number 4 called the final chapter? No.
I don't know.
Was it like John Wick, the final chapter?
I thought it was John Wick 4. Because I think John Campea was talking about how John Wick 3 was Parabellum, but everything else was John Wick 1, 2, and then 4.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, Parabellum was weird. But anyway.
I think it just says, it's just John Wick 4. John Wick Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
Oh, Chapter 4.
That's all it says.
So we're kind of close. Yeah. The next topic of conversation is that the Fast and the Furious franchise, over their currently 10 movies that have been released, have passed the $7 billion mark. You know, first off, not many franchises in general get 10 movies to be able to put out in theaters on a consistent basis. Usually it's like you get 1 or 2 in theaters, and then it's all the straight to DVD B movies for like Sharknado 7, The Return, or something like that. I don't know what all that Sharknado stuff is, but you guys get the idea. But let alone 10 movies, but 10 movies that have accumulated over $7 billion. Outside of like the comic book world, for a franchise to do that is actually very, very impressive. So I'll kind of throw it over to you first, Keoni. Just your thoughts in regards to the Fast franchise and actually hitting this kind of dollar mark.
It's funny because I think we talked about it the first time we brought this up, that I'm probably going to see it in theaters, which is contributing to the fact that it's making this much money. But it's just an easy watch, man. It's not something that's gonna be life-changing. I'm not necessarily going in thinking that I'm going to see some Oscar-winning performances. I just go in thinking I'm going to see a lot of explosions, some ridiculous car scenes, and maybe superhero-esque earthquake stomp or two somewhere in there. It's just like
or catching
honestly,
people with cars at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah,
catch the car, throw it at them.
That's like there are a few moments that you just it's ridiculous, but at the same time, like I go into a movie to kind of suspend reality for a little bit, and I kind of want to see something that's, super crazy like that. And, it's for all the bad we always say about how this is so unrealistic and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Like, you come out of the theater talking about that no matter what, because good or bad, you're like, that was so stupid that they did this. But then you're still, you know what I mean? Like, you're still starting the conversation. And for whatever reason, everybody keeps going to the theaters to see it. So clearly, we're not the only ones who are like dumb enough to keep watching these movies. And now that it's made $7 billion, I'm pretty sure it's just, they're talking about another one. I'm down for the other one for whatever reason. I'm still
slated to have an 11, but now I guess they're possibly making this like a 3-part finale.
Oh my gosh.
So like the 10 was part 1. 11 is part 2, and then 12 will be part 3. I don't know. It's been out there in the social media sphere, Jared, but The Rock has returned to the franchise in a post-credit scene after there's been a lot of drama, I guess you could say, between him and Vin Diesel off-screen. Kind of going into that, do you think this was all just kind of a heel, just to kind of get people instigating, like, we want Dwayne Johnson back. Vin Diesel should make up with him and do this so that it gets the franchise out in the public mouth for a little bit. And now that he's back, maybe revitalizing even more viewership for the next installment? Or do you think this just happened to be The Rock saying, hey, you know what? I think we can squash the beef. I'd love to come back for the franchise for the finale.
I think it's half and half, because you have to keep the franchise relevant. When Paul Walker died, everybody thought, okay, that's going to be the final installment, we move on, and we're still there. And we're still, like Keoni said, we're still talking about it, we're still showing up and all these things. But at the same time, like, you want to think about it in the sense of marketing always. Like, you don't say or do anything without kind of a counterpart behind it. And if there was just a little bit of drama, why not inflate it and let people talk about it and keep them interested? And like, oh, look, he's back and this and that. But then at the same time, I do think it's more on The Rock's part too, because there's been somewhat controversy with him and everything as well. So coming back to a franchise that helps him bring his the view of him in a better light, I think is going to help him by being the bigger guy and saying, hey, we're squashing this, hey, this, hey, we're that. I'm trying to revitalize my career by making amends with people that I need to make amends with, So I think in that regard, I think that's why I said it's a little half and half in the sense of it, because you do need to keep them relevant, but at the same time, there are like personal motives as well, I think. So,
and it will be interesting to see, because I know that his main issue with the franchise was I guess you could say the lack of professionalism that Vin Diesel brought as a producer and I guess part director for the film. And you know how The Rock is. Like, he wants everything prepped exactly how we're going to do it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We need to make sure we're shooting this time, be on time for this. Vin Diesel's kind of the antithesis of that. So because this franchise is his baby, so it kind of I rubbed him the wrong way. So it is nice to see Dwayne Johnson back. But Keoni, my quick question to you is, do you think, kind of rolling off of what we just discussed, do you think that he wanted to make the beef squashed because now that Black Adam is out of his sights, he has a lot more space in his schedule?
Yeah, it's funny. I was like, he kind of had like this peak, you know what I mean? There was a year, I forgot what the year was, but it was just like all Rock movies for like the entire year. Kind of back to back to back. And I know that he's always looking to do, but like I said, man, like we've been talking about here on the pod, like Dave Bautista is becoming a chameleon, man. He's able to play all these different roles. I mean, even now there's the rumors of him with the Marcus Phoenix for Gears of War film.
That would be dope.
Yeah, I mean, but it's because he has such range now, and he's able to put himself into all these different movies, regardless of his size, because he is obviously a huge dude, no matter where he is in the movie.
You got that right.
Yeah, so it's to me, that's exactly why The Rock kind of painted himself into a corner with his movies, because when he doesn't have these kind of big box office blockbuster action films, like he's really like struggling to find work on the side. And I'm sure there have been times where he's been offered movies that are a little on the slower side, I guess, for him specifically, but he just doesn't do those roles. I know he's been vocal about how he just wants to be him in whatever role he's in. He doesn't feel like he needs to like lose weight or kind of get slimmer or bigger or whatever it might be. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I do think it has to be a result of him not having that to kind of go back to. And at the same time, I mean, he's a businessman. I mean, he knows like Fast and Furious makes a ton of money. It always did. It did without him. It will without him if it were to continue on. But at the same time, like he wants to make that money, go and get back in it, because realistically, it will make more money with him. But at the same time, it was going to make a ton of money even without him. So I just think it's one of those situations where he needed it more than they needed him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not saying it's like his career is over, but it's one of those things where The Rock needs to like realize like there's a reason why, specifically Vin Diesel with that situation is like very protective of his project. It's something that he's been doing for a long time. It obviously has garnered a lot of fandom over many years. And on top of that, I mean, Paul Walker, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's another big part of this. It's something that's very closely knitted to his heart. And I think it's one of those things where he just needs to understand that that's why people can get it crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be the same way. Like, it'd be like if we restarted this podcast with Shalimar because one of us passed away. You know what I mean? Like, we'd be like, wow.
So who's passing away, Keoni?
Like, whoever's not going to Vegas.
But it is one of those things where, literally, it's like if we were to keep doing this, like, it'd be like, you can't. You're not going to host post-credits, Shalimar. No.
Yeah, for real.
What's up, losers?
I'm back here with my loser friends. Don't even want to be here, but I'm stuck with them.
Like the complete opposite of our intro,
yeah. I was just saying, do you think they bring him back because, like you said, if this is a 3-part of the series, they had the 1, he's going to be in, they come back for the 2, and they're going to close out with everybody in the 3?
I think that's a great take. I think that's a real good take. Because
like when you said it as a 3-part series, I was like, oh, they need him to bring it back, rebuild the storyline, and then the 3rd is when everybody just comes back. They use Paul Walker's brother as well, and then bam, that's the end of the series completely. You know what I mean?
Fire.
That's why I'm here, guys.
I like that.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what I'm here for.
To get
he takes a break. He comes back and he's better than ever. Look at this guy.
What a take.
I know.
No, but I do like that. I think also because you mentioned Batista, Keoni, I was like, I just want Batista to be like the villain in one of the movies and like just have a square off with The Rock, John Cena, and him just in a room.
Oh, you mean in one of the Fast and Furious movies?
No, in a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
Now, how crazy would that be? Like,
okay, that's a little too on the nose there.
No, like they're hiding out in like a boxing ring area. Like I
feel like Vin Diesel will be like,
and then they all get and they square. I'm the alpha. Everybody in their corner.
I think that would be pretty
Then
dope.
you'd be starting like all the wrestling stands who are probably like,
no, he would never beat him in the ring in real life. And then
but it'd make it relevant. No. It would sell tickets.
I mean, The Rock is the people's champ. No.
That's how everybody was when like Vin Diesel and The Rock fought in that one movie. It's like
Vin Diesel would never beat The Rock in that fight.
I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a movie.
That happened.
But the last topic of news that we'll kind of just touch on really quickly before we get into the June releases is that Good Burger 2 has started production, bringing back Kel Mitchell and Keenan Thompson in their roles that they took on. What were they, teenagers? Yeah, they were like, or were they?
Yeah, they were teenagers in the original.
Yeah. If you guys have not seen Good Burger, it's definitely an older, young kid movie. But it was fun, and it is kind of nice to see them back on screen together. Keoni, I'll throw it over to you first. Do you think this is going to be successful, or is this kind of like a?
You know, it's funny because I was thinking about like what would be the premise and all this stuff. I don't think they're going to go this way, but I think that it would make the movie better. I personally would like them to cater to the audience who actually knows what the hell the Good Burger movie and all that stuff is about, like the people who are a little older. So I would have liked for it to be like on the kind of like maybe like it's one of those things where like Kel's been working there for like forever and he's like 50 or 40 or however old he is in real life. And it's like one of those things where it's like, this should have been like your first job, not your forever job kind of deals. And maybe make it more like along the lines of like a PG-13, maybe even rated R-esque comedy movie, as opposed to like keeping it. Because I feel like they're going to go PG, but it's like you shouldn't, because the audience who's going to watch it is much older. Like it's not going to be the kids because they don't have any idea what the hell Good Burger is even about. Like I really think they should just like push it more towards like an adult group.
They should totally just alienate half of the viewership and just like make the villain corporation like a vegan meat corporation.
Low
right?
key, yeah. No, yeah. I mean, honestly, it's funny because I was like, it could be like they're like the last. I mean, I think maybe they were the only Good Burger. I can't remember if that was like the premise for the old one, but like they could be like literally like the last original Good Burger left or whatever, and like they just be going. But
welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your orders? Like, can I get a Beyond Patty burger? I don't know what that is. Good.
But like it would be really like, I think personally it would be cooler if they did that kind of more adult, because it is a little weird if they go towards like the kid audience. But I mean I'm probably still gonna watch it for nostalgia reasons, and I think that that's gonna be like the audience for it. So really I would like for them to like cater to the people who are nostalgically watching it, not like the people who are probably going to turn it on and be like, this is so stupid. This just mean, like, why does he talk like that? This is stupid. Like, and like you said, like, yeah, I don't know. And it's like, where are their vegan options? I don't know.
Sorry, dude. That's not what we serve here.
Or no, never mind. I was going to say a joke. I'm like, they won't use that joke in there. But I was just like, like vegan option. just like, no, I'm straight, but thanks, man. Like one of those type of deals, like stuff like that, where
like something like
when he literally, like he's so disconnected from the world, like he doesn't even understand like what those things mean.
Jared, did you have any theorized kind of storylines that you think they can go with this? Moving on from what the first one was.
I honestly don't know. I was more with the Keoni, like they need to go something more in depth for the adult viewership, because I was in the same boat of, dude, kids nowadays, they don't know what the hell that is. You know, they don't know what the storyline is, unless you want to go back and look at what made it, you know, like kind of like movies back in the day. People were like, oh, Top Gun 2 is coming out. I better go watch the first one. Like that's literally what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And then it's either going to be great or it's going to be like Keoni said, it's like, what the fuck is this? You know, what's going on? So a storyline, I like the storyline that Keoni was kind of bringing up. It kind of reminded me of, like in Jumanji, the one with, Danny Glover and Danny DeVito, why they broke up, like they started a business together and everything and things like that. I think it can kind of go in that direction where they come back to maybe steal something back. But I feel like they won't do that, because that's kind of why Keenan and Kel had a falling out, because Keenan was successful with SNL and Kel didn't get SNL. So I don't know if they're going to go with that storyline, because maybe that's like it's too close to home.
Yeah, exactly. But I was kind of thinking like that would make sense for what the storyline could be like Keenan could be like the general manager now and like comes visits. Like, hell, why are you still here? You can move up if you want.
Yeah.
He's like, I like taking orders.
I know some of these words.
I mean, there's a lot of directions. Like they could really make it like a underdog story where it's like talking about like the worker, where like Kel's been dedicated for so long, and it's like an underappreciated type of deal. But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm still like I have no idea what kind of story.
Maybe they have to fight off the introduction of chicken sandwiches because chicken sandwiches are popping right now in all the fast food joints. Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Welcome to Good Burger. We don't have chicken.
Like, or he's just like they switched to chicken and he can't say it right because he keeps saying Good Burger. Like,
welcome to Good Chicken. Good
chick.
Chickburg.
Yeah.
What?
Welcome. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be straight to streaming. I don't think this is going to make a theater release.
Probably like Hulu or what? I don't know. What are Nickelodeon, Paramount Plus?
Probably Paramount Plus. But we'll see. I am excited to just kind of watch it for nostalgia reasons. I think we all enjoy kind of those nostalgia watches, whether it's a good piece of art or not. But the next thing we're going to go into is the summertime is here. There's going to be some big blockbuster movies releasing starting this month. I guess you could say technically May was the kickoff. A lot of people like to say May is the start of the summer movie season. But I'm going to kind of go through the weekends or the Fridays, I guess you could say, of what ideal big name movies are releasing. So for this current week on the 2nd of June, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse releases, as well as Boogeyman. The only reason I added Boogeyman in there is because I have seen a lot of critics say that this is another great step in the horror kind of genre, as it kind of had a little resurgence this past couple years or so. And it is starring David Malsmalchian. I hope I pronounced his name right. Polka Dot Man from Suicide Squad. And
gotcha.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
That guy, yeah. But it does look like a good horror flick. I'm hoping that it kind of
another guy along with Justin Long who has one of those faces that looks good when it's terrified.
Yeah. But also kind of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I know that is a movie that we will be wanting to talk about. No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I was like, of course, duh.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Nobody wants to see that one.
Right? Forget it, right?
I swear we were talking about it last time I was on the pod. Which
I think we were.
Yeah.
I honestly think we were.
Are you guys excited for either of these two movies?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm excited for both.
I was like Spider-Man specifically. Like, it's been a minute since we had Guardians obviously just happened, but I'm like before that it had been a minute since we had got like a solid MCU film, even though it's technically Outer Worlds or whatever for MCU stuff. But I'm still the first one was absolutely insane. I mean, the animation style was really, really good. Sony Animation, they're kind of killing the game as well as far as like their animated movies have come out. And then on top of that, Boogeyman, I mean, horror genre, man. They're making a huge comeback.
I won't go see it in theaters, but it is going to be one of those movies that's on my watch.
I agree. I probably will not see that in theaters also. But even still, I mean, isn't there, am I wrong? Was there like another set of Boogeyman movies that
there was? I don't think this is like a.
They were like B-list. They were like B-list movies, though. Like not like.
I think the first one was supposed to be like.
That one was actually I remember.
And then the sequel kind of just evolved into that. But I think this is going to be like its own thing, not related to the other ones. I never actually really watched the old one just because it didn't interest me. So I don't know. There could be Easter eggs of a continuation that I just don't know about.
Oh my gosh! Roger from the first one. Yeah, came back or something.
But yeah, those are the main two movies coming out this week. The next week, on the 9th of June, Transformers Rise of the Beast releases. And I know that, I think last time we spoke about this with Jared as well. Because
It's funny, he's been gone so long,
He was here for the trailers, and now the movies are actually coming out.
He's here to talk about the releases.
Like first trailer, and now he's here for the actual release of the movies.
Jared, are you excited about this movie? Because I know,
I mean,
we haven't heard about you talk about it in a while. So,
no, the trailers that I got to watch actually just looks like it's going to be another banger. I'm very interested to see though, because I mean, I'm like we talk about nostalgic. So when you talk about Transformers, I'm always about Shia LaBeouf and everything, and it's kind of interesting to me when you watch these original movies evolve. But I think like having them go to the Beast part of the story, like everybody talks about the evolution of the world and whatnot, and for them to go to this, it's actually going to be kind of fun to see how everything works out in that regard. So I'm excited to see it. All the Transformers movies, whether it was good or bad, like you're still going to want to go and see it regardless of it because of the timelines that I grew up Transformers, right? And everything. Yeah. So I'm going to want to see it just because of those reasons as well. So
yeah. Keoni, I'm going to give you an over-under. Over-under, this movie makes $750 million.
Oof. That's some scripts right there. But like in total, like throughout its theater run, I'm assuming, obviously, not opening weekend.
No, not opening weekend. The greatest opening of all time. Bro.
I mean, all reviews point to it being like the early whatever critic reviews have been pretty solid for it. So, I mean, it's Transformers. I'm gonna say over, even though they've kind of had like a dip a little bit. It might barely be over, but like maybe like 752. Like, I mean,
but if you're not interested in any of the comic book movies anymore, and you want to, your kids starting summer, you want to take them to go.
That's
see
what
something?
I was going to say. Is like kids are going to be the way to make this go over, because if kids like it, I mean, it'll be that kid movie that a bunch of kids will get their parents to go watch. So
they'll just go to the parking lot and just rub their car. Do it, please. Just change. Transform.
Bro, you don't even understand. It's like, I had a Toyota Camry, so I'm just like, come on, please,
come on, do something.
Turn into a Camaro, please.
Every bug that you walk by.
Yeah.
Like, I know your secret.
Just like,
you're not fooling anyone.
Just like,
you're safe with me.
And then the radio turns on randomly.
We can fight the Decepticons.
It's like my radio turns on, but it's because it's broken. It's just like, oh, nope, that's not a Transformer. That's
or I mean, nowadays with the cars that can like start by their remote, like if the kid starts talking to the car, their dad could just be pointing out the window. Would that be traumatic to the kid or no?
Like,
no, because then,
our car's a Transformer car.
Yeah, he just becomes a crazy kid.
What? Oh God!
I know. Anyway,
but yeah, I think that is the only main movie that's coming out from the 9th of June. The next weekend, June 16th, has Elementals, the next Pixar movie.
Oh wow!
Which
I forgot
think
that was already coming out.
It's kind of watching the trailer more now that they've released it. It looks more like it's pretty much a social, like what's the word? Socioeconomic.
Is that surprising though?
Like, no, but it kind of making it about races and being fair to each other and everything like that, which is
we can mix our different elements. Like, I don't know, that's it.
Right? So
Disney, I can put you out with my water.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, Pixar movie.
Let's make some steam.
Righty then. I actually don't remember the last Pixar movie I saw in a theater. I feel like I did wait for them.
Unfortunately, I have like this thing where I have to watch them just to show some love and support to the old Mickey Mouse boss. But
plus, let's face it, Bianca loves those types of movies, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it's not that I don't like them. or let me rephrase that. It's not that I don't mind watching them. It's the fact that they've just been terrible lately. Like,
right.
Like, it's been a train of just terrible movies. And like I said before, everybody else making great films, not worrying about the PC political like stuff. Not obviously not post credits, But I was like the PC stuff and like the wokeism stuff. Like, they're just making great films. Disney's over here just trying to make every damn film like some wokeism thing, and then not making a great movie. So I will say the only thing that's getting me excited for next projects after this movie comes out specifically are that what's his name is back, Iger. So hopefully he rights the ship and makes it better, because bro, their movies have been terrible, and I've been one of those like Pixar stands where I like know that they can do great because they have some great animation teams and all this stuff, but the world is catching up to them as far as animation is concerned, and they are still behind with these stories that they've been telling lately. So, we're probably still going to see it, but I'm not excited about it because it doesn't.
I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to do it.
I'm going to spend my money anyway.
Yeah, I'll have a review for you guys probably. It's I'm not excited to watch it. Not gonna lie.
Speaking of riding the ship, The Flash is also releasing that weekend.
Oh.
So we know which one you'll probably be seeing first.
Elemental.
Damn.
It's like opening day, 3:00. No, I'm just joking.
Jared, since we haven't been able to check in with you in a bit, have you been able to catch some of the Flash trailers that have come out more recently?
Not really. I think I caught maybe one that you guys said, something, and I was like, okay, but not really.
Are you excited to see it?
I'm excited, but I'm not excited because isn't the whole Ezra Miller the controversy of seeing it? How many? I really want to know how many people are going to go and how many people are going to go. And that's why, for me, it's like, if you go, you want to watch The Flash because it is The Flash. If you don't go, it's because you're not going because Ezra Miller's still in the movie, and then it's kind of I'm promoting an actor that shouldn't be in the movie at all, and so it's kind of one of those hit or miss kind of things. I'm only going to go if Emily wants to go. Let's be real about this.
That is also true.
I bet you we're going to end up going to Elemental before we go to Flash if we do go to a movie that weekend. But
me and Jared are going to review Elemental
if we go. Is the question. No, I haven't been to a movie in a while. I'm not going to be lie. It's been a hot minute. We've both been so busy with our schedules, and that's why I haven't seen Guardians yet, and I'm really mad about it. It's going to be a hard month
for both of us, brother.
Yeah.
we
watching
got
in
stacked
June
tournaments
is
every weekend.
It's going to be every weekend all the way until July 9th.
After it's called dedication, boys. Dedicate yourself. No, I'm just joking. It's like you guys have to watch movies at midnight after
because I'm only a guest on PC. I have to go to my tournament, so I can be relevant for Team Huddle.
Oh, okay. You're right. Dedication. Check out Team Huddle, everybody, where we talk about sports, coaching, and us involved in them. Boom.
If we can't get everybody together.
The next weekend, I believe it is, what's the date? June 23rd. There wasn't really too many big things coming out that weekend. I think rightfully so. You kind of want, most movies would probably not want to follow up the release of The Flash. But the one movie that I had to throw a comedy in there, No Hard Feelings, which is starring Jennifer Lawrence. In regards to, I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer. It's pretty much this family hires a woman to make their son lose his virginity. And he is of age, everybody. Calm down. But I guess it's the whole kind of comedic journey they go on trying to figure it all out. I haven't really heard any reviews. I don't even know if the embargo has lifted for the reviews of it, but I know that the trailers have seemed pretty interesting, where I've actually chuckled at a couple things in comparison to other comedy movies that release trailers. I'm just like, okay, that's I get it.
No hard feelings, because it could apply to boners.
Oh, I'm done. I'm done.
So, anyways,
This is gonna be funny.
what? No, I don't think so.
No hard feelings.
Shut the fuck up.
And I made him crack, boys.
Oh god.
I was just waiting for Nolan to explode.
Ew.
Got him.
You can't be talking about boners and exploding.
No hard feelings.
As you can tell, we are still immature people, everybody. Anyways. Everyone needs a good comedy every now and then, especially if you guys are having summer break, hanging out with some friends, go getting some drinks, watch a movie, taking a date. You know, some movies are just meant for dates. This is probably one of them. I probably won't see it in theaters, but I'll sure as hell be there when it comes out.
Built it up like you were gonna watch it on a date.
No hard feelings, but I'm not gonna watch it in theaters.
Yeah.
Hey, there is a lot of movies I want to see this month. I am not going to spend the money on that one to see in theaters. I got to make sure I'm spreading the dough where I need to.
Like he missed Spider-Man, missed Transformers, but it's like he saw no hard feelings.
It's like, Nolan, how was it? Man, I should have saw The Flash. Just stupid.
Damn, yeah, that's a stacked movie line for this month.
And it, I'll just cut it out there because there's not really too much to talk about on that movie. The last weekend of the month for June 30th is Indiana Jones and the Dial. Oh, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Oh wow!
So the punches keep rolling in June, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going on.
What do you know about the greatest of all time, Jared? No, I'm just joking.
Oh, I know a lot
Check
about
out
it. Man. I'll tell you right now.
For these
We're
two,
just playing ATV right now. We're talking about LeBron James being the greatest of all time.
Pounce, you can't change it now. You can't change it.
A 15-minute rant about it, but it's okay. Go check out our reels.
Legit, it was a long rant.
It was actually a long
definitely
rant.
cutting that one out.
I didn't realize until I rewatched it. I was like, "Holy crap!" We were going.
No, that's why I was like, okay. All seriousness aside, I was like, we got to stop. I was like, I wanted. We could have kept going.
I'm posting the whole fight.
There'll be a whole episode dedicated just that.
I'll bring the popcorn.
Anyway, sorry. Going back to movies.
Yeah, Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny. It did not get very good critic reviews.
Well, it didn't get very good reviews from us either because I was here for that trailer thing too.
Yeah.
Legit, literally every single trailer that
I think every single trailer that we watched, literally was the last time I was on.
No, it wasn't CinemaCon episode, was it?
No, because I didn't talk about.
No, he was at CinemaCon. He wasn't in the CinemaCon episode.
I don't think I was in that one.
Oh,
it was before that. It was before or after that one.
There you go. We still got all the trailers running.
Yeah, we were talking about because I remember it was like, oh, Harrison Ford. Oh,
I know he got a standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival, but right after that, the critics went and said, "I don't really like the movie."
I mean, you're always going to get a standing ovation. He made that franchise.
Your movie sucked.
Hey, that's why they did it before the movie.
They introduced him before. So glad.
Like, or he's so old he doesn't hear they're actually like booing him. Boo!
Thank you.
And he stands up to say,
"I'm out of here." They're walking out of the arena, but he thinks that they're giving him a standing ovation.
I don't know, bro. I mean, honestly, like super random hot take. I do feel like better writing at the right time, Shia LaBeouf could have saved this series. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like I think that his version.
When they introduced him, was it Christmas?
Yeah. It could have been the next iteration that would have probably
like a good handoff.
I'm still on the train that they could have just made like Chris Pratt the next Indiana Jones. I think it might be too
That's
late
a popular
now.
pick. I do think he would have been really good. Because he has that kind of like slapstick stuff that he does all the time, and he's really.
He also
witty.
has that kind of rugged look from like the Jurassic World movies.
Yeah,
but
I'm also hoping. I don't know. It is one of those things. Yeah, like honestly, if they kind of went that direction, revitalized, maybe even
pick up the technology a little. I don't know. There could have been like a whole nother verse where they like went ahead and made like a really cool iteration of the character that does the whole thief thing, or I don't know, something like just change it up a little bit. But yeah, this it's hitting at the wrong time. It's like it seems to be like Disney's thing right now, where they're just like, let's just keep remaking all the old things.
Yeah, hell yeah, we're making Toy Story 5.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know, like even with like all their remakes of like the old classic films, like it's one of those things where it's like it's been hit or miss. Personally, not that this is even in the docket today, but I enjoyed Little Mermaid, so I'm just gonna put it out there. Like there are some that
Nicole wants to see it, so I'll probably try to see it this weekend.
There are some that don't, and you know what's funny? I'll say this: I'm not too sure how locked in Nicole is with like all the like singing like movies, like the older ones like that.
She loves singing movies. And let's face it, she is Ariel.
Yeah, legit. He's like, not anymore. No,
oh,
legit.
Oh,
legit. I walked into the like there were some parts in that theater where like you look and like everyone was crying. So just gonna put that out there. There's some moments. That's what I'm saying. Like she's into it.
But were you?
I think. No, hell no. Honestly, like I realized I never really watched the films like entirely. I never watched the old one ever, like ever. So I realized, like, as I was watching the film, I was like, wait, what happens now? And I was just like, I just realized I never watched the movie. Like, I watched some of the singing parts, but I never actually went from beginning to end, like, this is what happened. So I was like, yeah, it's funny because, like, I know that, but yeah, the movie itself, I was like, I didn't know how everything happened in this movie.
Even worse, like when you worked at Disneyland, is your favorite movie said Little Mermaid on it or something? It's like, what was your favorite part? It's the singing.
Like,
you know, where she's
clearly,
swimming.
we're in a cast member. We don't put our favorite movies on our name tag. Stupid.
Oh,
You put where you're from, dummy.
Yeah,
Never
you put where
mind.
you're from. Stupid.
Dang.
What a
why
stupid idiot.
That's why I'm not going to Disneyland anymore. Anyways,
They don't allow you there.
Yeah.
But that is the conclusion of the movies that we find intriguing, and most likely you guys probably find intriguing as well. For the month of June, as we get closer to the end of June, I'll probably definitely add in the segment for July. I haven't looked into it, so maybe there's more kind of quality stuff being put out, or things that may not, tickle you a little bit in that way. But we'll see from there.
June is stacked.
I think that'll
June
do
is
it for us
stacked. I think
today.
June is stacked compared to July. I think I glanced at July.
Don't
I do remember.
Don't spoil it. We want them to.
No, it's stacked more than July.
No, it's
Always.
Yeah, so we're probably not even going to do an episode for July.
That's stupid.
Damn.
It's born in the month of July anyway. It's a stupid month.
I know, right?
Shut up. We
I
share
have
the
no
same
idea
birthday.
because I don't know.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I knew you were going for yours.
birthday.
I was like, Tiff. But anyways, that'll do it for us today on this post-credit segment. Boys, let them know where they can find you. Starting with you, Mr. Jared Shirai. Welcome back.
Thank you. I am on Instagram and Twitch at jshirai, JSHIRAI, and on Twitter at jshirai808. And you want my Venmo too? No.
Cash App, all the good stuff. We'll put it in the description.
Yeah, you can request money from his Venmo.
Request all of it.
And I'll request it back.
You request it back. Once you send it, if you request it for me, I'm not getting it back to you.
You requested back.
No, I'm going to decline and request money from you back, dummy.
Keoni, where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at Keoni. That's KAYOHKNEE.
And you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at NolanKYT, and follow our Instagram page at the Poi and Soy Podcast. We're coming out with reels every week for the segments that we are releasing, as well as some reactionary videos that we have been doing for the NBA playoffs, now moving into the finals. So stay tuned for those as well. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for making us a part of your day. We enjoyed having you be a part of ours. From all of us here at Poi and Soy, good vibes and love.
Bang, bang.
Shoot, butter.